What is going on, guys? ScorpionSlayer66 here, coming at you for something I've never done before, and that is ranking an album discography from worst to best. Now, I've had this idea floating around for a while, but with a couple of the bigger music channels on here starting to do it, I thought it would be a fun idea. And to celebrate that, I'm going to a DeMarco concert very soon. I thought, what better way to do a new series than to debut it with ranking DeMarco's entire discography from worst to best. Coming in at the worst spot of the list, we have Rock and Roll Nightclub. Now, I do not hate this album by any means, neither do I even just don't enjoy it. It's just, in terms of the rest of his discography, this is the one that I listen to the least and the one that I think is objectively not the best. So, this was kind of where Mac was starting to figure out where he wanted to go with his career after like Make-Out videotape and stuff like that. And you can tell the early inklings of what his career would become with albums like 2 and Salad Days and stuff. But this was a lot more effects heavy, thus it gives it more of a blending together vibe. And while there's great songs on here like Baby Wearing Blue Jeans, She's Really All I Need, it's just a lot of the other songs to me are kind of just bland and they meld together very easily. So coming in at the worst slot is Rock and Roll Nightclub. Coming in at the number 4 spot is his pretty much major debut album 2. And I know a lot of people say that this is their favorite or that this is his best. It's just a lot of the songs instrumentally blend together for me, and I can't stand the songs still beating, so that puts it down a couple notches for me personally. But still, excellent album. I mean, it has Ode to Viceroy, which would become one of his biggest songs. My Kind of Woman, which to date I believe is his most viewed song on YouTube, but also a lot of other great songs on here like Freaking Out the Neighborhood, The Stars Keep on Calling My Name, Robson Girl, that kind of stuff. So still great album. It's just, it kind of blends together a little bit for me, and I find myself returning to this one less and less as time goes on. Coming in at number 3, we have his mini LP or EP or whatever you want to call it, Another One.
And believe me, I've been waiting for believe.
This one's really refreshing to me because it went from Salad Days and 2 being so guitar driven to this one was very piano and synth driven, but the synths weren't crazy there all the time. It was more of like a piano led album, and I think for Mac DeMarco's like beachy vibes sound, it really fit it well, and a lot of the songs in here are just killer. I mean, I've Been Waiting for Her is probably like in my top 5 Mac songs, just that piano bit and the way that everything comes together. It's just a gorgeous song. Obviously the song Another One. The only song on here that I really don't enjoy is Just to Put Me Down. I think it's really repetitive, but again, it's not an awful song, it's just one that stands out as the worst from this track listing. So yeah, this one I come back to quite often because it's only like 24-25 minutes. So yeah, great album, mini LP, EP thing, definitely like right in the middle of his discography for me. Alright, what I believe to be the second best album in Mac DeMarco's discography, his newest, just came out this year, This Old Dog.
All predisposed, believing in a wolf who wears sheep's clothes. Yeah.
I really enjoyed the shit out of this album. I think this is one of Mac's most experimental to date, and it really shows because songs like Watching Him Fade Away, Wolf Who Wears Sheep's Clothes, Moonlight on the River, they really show that he's trying to put himself out there and explore around more. And he hits a lot of really great notes with this album and keeps the experimentation interesting rather than just being like, oh, they're experimenting just to experiment. A lot of John Lennon, Neil Young, Paul Simon influence, especially on the acoustic songs on this. And if you guys watch my review, I will leave a link, or I'll probably put a card up here to that video. But there was like 1 or 2 or 3 songs that blended in for me, so this kind of knocked it down a peg. But regardless, still great album, probably going to be my album of the year, or definitely in my top 5, This Old Dog. So my favorite and what I believe to be the best Mac DeMarco album in his discography, and that is Salad Days.
As I'm getting older, chip upon my shoulder, rolling through life, you roll over and die.
This album is just so perfect on every personal level for me. I mean, it comes in at about like 35 minutes, which for an album that's really short, so that gives it a lot of replay value. A lot of the songs very much so stick out instrumentally, not even just from the rest of his discography, but on this album. I mean, songs like Treat Her Better, obviously the title track Salad Days, they all really stick out on their own, and there's not a song that I can't name because each of them stands so much on their own. And this was just the album where Mac got more personal with things. He's at least started to. He was talking about things that were like pissing him off at the time. I mean, he was always on tour, so there was always that, and you can tell that he was trying to be more introspective with this album, and it really reflected both in how creative it was and how great the lyrics were. So, my personal favorite and probably objectively the best album in his discography, Salad Days. Alright guys, let me know down below what you thought of my list. How would you rank Mac DeMarco's discography? Let me know. And while you're in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and share around. And until next time guys, take care.